I have a wife. I have a wife, and I don't get to see her as much as I'd like. And then just like being able to take care of myself. When you're on the road 60 plus hours a week regularly, like it's not the ideal situation to be able to take care of myself. Like I want to live like a long and healthy life. I don't want to be fucking 70 years old and in a hospital bed.
And how long have you been like you've been doing this for quite a while? I'm not quite sure how long you've been married, but how long have you been sacrificing time with your spouse to bring in $6,000 a month?
Yeah, pretty much since I first started. I mean, the pay was a little bit lower when I first started, but I was always working,
That was
this amount of hours.
just clarify, just because I apologize if I missed it. You said it, but how long have you actually been doing this for?
Going on 6 years.
So let me ask you this: are you willing to sacrifice all that time that you'd like to be spending with your wife and the other things you'd like to be doing for the next 6 years? And also sacrifice your ability because you don't have the time to go and make more money? Are you really willing to sacrifice that?
No, I mean that's why I'm trying to find a way out.
Right.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to find.
So now we're at the crux of I can get to the big claim. Okay, so this is the thing, Nick, right? It seems to me like what we have here can help you. And if I can help get you in a position so that we can buy back your time, like legitimately, realistically, we could look at cutting your hours per week in half and at least bring in the money that you're making, if not realistically doubling it in the next 6 to 12 months. If I can do that for you and show you that it's real, make it affordable for you to get started, would there be any reason why you wouldn't seriously take a look at this and get rocking and rolling with us here if it checks all the boxes for you?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys can do that, I'd be interested to learn more.
Because what we've done is we've gotten down to his motivator, right? His motivator is someone wants to make more money. So he's not going to be pissed if he's making more cash, right? But the thing that's more important is he wants more time with his spouse. He's sacrificing that. So what you have to do is you have to hit him with the consequence of inaction, right? I get that you want to do.
Do that again one more time. Yeah, if you
I
can.
get that you
Consequences.
want more time, but how long have you actually been putting up with a lack of time? What kind of effect has that had on you? How much longer are you willing to keep doing this? Is your spouse willing to keep doing this? Are you in a spot where if you could have all the support, all the guidance, this, that, the other, and you could actually save time in your workflow plus make the same amount of money or more? I mean, like you would be interested in that, right? It's logic, guys. Leveraging obvious gain based off of their priorities, their pain points, and their motivations with intelligence and confidence. You use the logic of it to make it illogical for him to disagree with you, but he says it himself, which means he is in agreement with you. If he's in agreement with you verbally, he's made a micro commitment. If he's made a micro commitment, you can get him to take another step. The next commitment is, okay, great. So when can we actually show you this with your eyes? Right? You have to have like we can't just speak at people. We need to them to speak their truths that they agree with us as we lead them through the process. But he has to verbalize it himself, right? That's why you'll notice as I do my conversations,
Oh,
I'm always ending the conversations that I are not the conversations, the thoughts that I'm speaking out, I'm always speaking out with a question, even if I'm just blabbing on. Yeah, well, and this, that, the other, da 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 da. I could go for 5 minutes and I'd be like, you know what I mean? You catch what I'm saying? The
uh-huh.
littlest things to get them to say, I'm leaning in, we're in communication, and I am in agreement with you. If they're in agreement with us, we can get them to jump off a fucking bridge head first. But the thing is that we want to
Right.
help them jump into their future head first and help them, not hurt them.
Right, for sure. So let's
Like a
pretend like we just booked the appointment, right? You attitude, Sam is that guy, right hand man, all of that. After you've done that, I'm sure that's when you want to qualify the funds. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
cool.
Awesome. So now that I've just created like that altitude with the person that they're going to be meeting with, right? You've
Yeah.
edified the closer, and it's like, okay, awesome. So we're all set for you know Wednesday at 3:30 Eastern. Like I said, you're going to be with Sam. I'll be there. You guys need to start mentioning this. I'll be there actually when you hop on because I want to make it the personal introduction to Sam for you myself. Because now this person's going to realize if they don't show up, you are going to be aware, and it's a little thing where they feel like they have to show up just for you, right? Um, that's just a little free tip. When it comes to going and doing that, you're just like, okay, awesome. So we're all set for that. Trust me, like you're gonna really love them, and I'm gonna go to bat and tell them all about you before that. But hey, real quick, just before I let you go, if everything that Sam does show you and you guys talk about on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, checks out, kind of checks all the boxes for you, and is not only just as good as what I've told you right now, but actually is as good or better, right? And we can make it affordable for you to get started. There's no reason why you wouldn't take action and hop on with us right away, right?
How much is it?
Well, that's a great question, man. That's actually the reason why you're going to be meeting with Sam is he's going to make a personalized recommendation towards you to fit inside your budget, right? So actually, I'm really glad that you mentioned that. If you haven't said this already, like in the conversation, it's a great way to go into that. If they ask that question. What we're going to do is we make tailor fit solutions because we have different partnership. We want to make sure that they actually fit inside of your financial plan. Because the last thing I want to do is strap you for cash and make you live off of ramen for the next 30 years of your life, right? Like some people come in and they drop 75 grand with us. Some people, they've got a couple $1,000s. So I want to make sure that when he does make a recommendation, it's going to fit inside of your financial plan. Do you have some, finances set aside to invest in yourself right now? Or like, what's the situation, Aziz?
It's pretty tight for me, but I need to see what you guys have first.
Well, totally 100%. But to be realistic, we can only work with people that are in a position to invest in themselves, and we can work with you just depending on a couple different factors. But when you say it's tight for you, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, it's tight for me. Like I'm running the edge every single month, the bill, stuff like that, the kids. So I don't like have a lot of cash sitting on the side. But if I have like find the right opportunity, I might do some work to get some cash.
Okay. So quick pointer, guys, when something like that originates in the conversation, it's called an origination. Okay. When an origination comes up, you immediately need to isolate it and you immediately need to get clarification. Oh, well, I'm this, that, the other. I don't really know if I'm in a position. What do you, I need to know? Oh, yeah, it's all good. Just help me understand. What do you actually mean by that? Right? No different than, oh, well, what I really want is financial freedom. Absolutely. Everyone wants financial freedom. What does that mean for you, Danny? Why? Because you need to, those are surface level empty platitudes. You need depth, right? So from there, then if you're saying all of this, he's essentially, without saying it, he's making like a non-committal statement saying that he either has money and he's not willing to communicate it, or he truly doesn't have cash. So then you need to go deeper on that, because that's not enough of an answer, right? Oh, see, he says that if it makes sense, he might be able to move forward. I'm sorry. I'll let you guys know right now, I'm not taking that fucking meeting. Why? Person's, if based off of that data, the potential of them closing statistically is very low, right? We need data. Okay, so hypothetically, right? It does all check out. You're like, wow, this is the greatest thing since, sliced bread. Thank God I'm on this meeting right now. Boom, 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 boom. Are you in a position to actually take action in terms of like having financial resources to invest in yourself? That's kind of what I'm getting at here, Aziz.
A couple thousands might be a little bit difficult for me. Could be 1,000 or probably less.
Okay, so at most you're saying 1,000 is real for you, 100%, right? Because he gave me a committal answer, so I'm not accepting that. I'm going to maintain control, and I'm going to go until I get the fucking answer, right? So
yeah, you could say
1,000,
six.
telling me 100%, 1,000 would be real for you.
Yeah, 600 to 1,000 might be something that I could do, like upfront.
They might be. The reason why I'm asking is not because I want to pry and I want to get more cash out of you. What I want to do is make sure I set you up for success, and I don't put you in a position where Sam's going to be expecting too much that you actually can't commit to. So what actually is real for you, Aziz?
800 to 1,000. I mean, 1,000 could be doable. I have like 800 sit on the side, but I can get 200 more.
Okay.
I mean, get it from
Cool. So that, like,
stuff.
I will let you know, right? Like that would be fantastic if this all checks out to have that there for you to get started. However, I will let you know this is something we'll probably have to figure out a financial plan in terms of like installments moving forward. So if we could look at like say financing the rest of that for you, once again, hypothetically, that this does check out and you want to move forward, right? But let's say it does. Are you in a position to like not put 1,000 down, but actually commit to monthly payments over, more time, say if it was.
Yeah, that'd be easier.
Okay, cool.
That'd be easier than a lot of money up front.
I'm glad that you said that, because what I'm gonna do is I'm making notes right now, and I'm gonna make sure that Sam knows all the details, not just where you work, not just where you live, but down to everything, because I really want to make sure that we fit this tailor fit to you, okay? So with that being said, if we look at like more of a financing arrangement, and it's not just cold hard cash kind of broken down into 2-3 payments, that would be dependent on a couple different factors. One of them, most likely, being your credit score. Do you know roughly where that's sitting at right now?
580, 600, around that.
Okay, so that'll probably, and now I've just realized that this person is most likely just not qualified. Right? Because here's the thing, we can get 100% approval with
Special.
financing. That doesn't mean that they're qualified. Honestly, if we're ever doing a T5, it's either because we're doing God's work and we're blessing them when we shouldn't, because the business is getting fucked. We get paid 30% of the contract value, which means not only does the business get paid 30%, your commission is based on 30% of it's not based off of 5K, it's based off of 3K. Sorry, not even that, sorry, 1,500 is 30% of 5K, right? So your commission would be like $70, right? Now, here's the thing. If that person has a really bad credit score, it's probably because they don't make their credit card payments. And when they don't make their credit card payments, we're going to get a buyback, which means the company has to pay all the money back, including the commission they paid you. So that person, most likely, unless they tell you they've got like a substantial amount of cash, or they're like, no, I can put like $1,000 a month down for this for the next 5 months and pay down a 5K investment, they're not qualified. They should not be on a demo. We should not be meeting with them, unfortunately, until they're in a position where either the credit is higher or you have more cash saved. So it's not no, it's just no for right now, right? We can help anyone, but it doesn't mean that we work with everyone. Got to remember that.
You just you suggest that we say, hey, we'll circle back when things a little bit better for you.
Yeah, I would just say when you're able to kind of save up a little bit more money to invest, or at least be able to spot where you could do $500 to $1,000 per month, consistently, for let's say 5 to 6 months to pay this investment down, we can definitely approach it. Reason being is we got to make sure that the cost for actually getting you on board and getting the business started, all the logistics of that is taken care of. This isn't money that we get rich on. This is money that actually goes towards educating you, getting you set up for every area of your business, and putting you in a position so you can go and win, get your return on investment, and make at least 6 figures in the next 12 years. So it's not because we just want to grab for cash, it's because it's actually needed to keep the lights on and make sure your business functions. Does that make sense, Aziz?
It does.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. Let's put a reminder. This is now where you build your book of business, guys. Let's put a reminder on the calendar for me to get in touch with you. When do you think would be an appropriate time to circle back around on this, where you'll be able to kind of, set a little bit more cash aside for something like this?
I'd really like what you said, and I'd like to meet with Sam if that's possible. I know that money could be an issue for me, but is there another possibility for a I mean, could be less money or something like that?
So that's a great question. What we can do is this. The reason why you want to meet with Sam, I'm assuming, so correct me if I'm wrong, is because you want to make sure that you can get all the information possible for this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some resources with you that you can take a look at. And the reason why I'm going to do that rather than have you meet with Sam is Sam only takes meetings with people who are ready to take action right away. And that's his expectation, right? Because we're looking to take on partnerships. We're not looking to just talk about partnerships if we're not, necessarily in a position to get them started. And if we know that, which we do know now, Aziz, it's just not going to be, I'm telling you, like, he won't take the meeting. So I will get you as much resources as possible for you to take a look at, and then let's circle back around. And what do you think? A month, 2 months? What's best? Because he didn't give me my answer, so I circled back around until he gave it to me.
A month. A
Okay.
month would be okay.
Okay, beautiful. So a month from today is Tuesday, the dippity boppity boop. Is morning or afternoon better for you? Lock down a time, put it in your calendar, and then let him know you will give him a call in that day. That's how you guys build a pipeline, right? Because he legitimately might be like, hey, and then what you do at that point as well, guys, is you give him your personal phone number. You say, if anything changes between now and 1 month from now, and you're like, hey, boom, I figured it out. I got some extra cash. I'm ready to do this. No problem. Like I said, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying right now isn't the right time. I can tell you it's not, you're not meeting our qualifications to move forward, right? We have standards. We don't just work with anyone. We have qualifications. That's why you could even say, well, you know what? I know 100% we can help you. And it seems like you really are qualified here to work with us. What I'd like to do is get you with Sam. Right. But if someone isn't qualified, and you can tell based off of like, we have to be real, guys. We have to look at the facts. The data doesn't lie, right? If they don't have cash, if their credit is sunk, what are we supposed to do? Right. Now, if that person goes, okay, well, dude, give me 2 weeks. I'm going to go talk to some people and see if I can borrow some cash. All day long, if they can get that cash together, I'm fucking down to meet with them. If they can borrow it from their
How
uncle.
much cash would they need though? Because if they got 580, they're gonna need to make. We gotta have like some bands on.
Yeah, they're going to
Right.
have to go a couple $1,000s.
Yeah. So all right, for sure. So game planning with someone who has low credit is like, yo, we can't even work with you on 500 just because it's a risk on us, not on you. Is that correct? Cool. Cool. I'm gonna stop slapping people with my dick. Let's go. You're not qualified.
Unzip and unleash, son.
So
Um,
always above 600. Looking for a credit score, 650.
650 or
650?
higher. 650 or higher.
Okay.